Today sure feels like peak depression. Unimaginably bad things have happened. But peak depression is the bottom. The bottom is when the last optimist has sold. And we have a super bullish macro factor. We've had this DXY rise for 1.5 years, the dollar strength index. Now this parabola has conclusively broken down, which caused tech stocks, Nasdaq to rally. And not just rally from anywhere, it rallied off the bottom of this channel that has held intact since 2009, over 13 years ago. That's a strong supporting trend line. Will that spill over on Bitcoin? In the biggest chaos lies the biggest opportunity. My first manager told me that. And crypto hasn't rallied yet because of all the mayhem that has gone down. So is today the peak opportunity? Or is more downside to be expected? In today's video we will analyze Bitcoin BTC, Ethereum ETH, Binance BNB, Solana SOL, Cardano ADA, XRP formerly known as Ripple, Polygon MATIC. We will do this on the USD charts. And I have a big announcement that many of you have asked for during the past months. I hesitated making today's video. I prepared my points, what to say, then I had to take a walk to decide if I will actually make it. On one side we have been so successful. Our LARSSON line process has been so accurate in identifying the real trend in Bitcoin and in many of the altcoins. I'm at all-time high on every KPI and I'm getting messages like these in our Discord server. CTO LARSSON already saved me 100k through commenting in here that he would not have his funds on FTX. I was at work and not following this fully, literally pulled out 90% of my funds immediately, having trust in his opinion. That was this post on the 6th of November in the Discord. I feel I'm of use and I feel we grow and develop together. On the other hand, a lot of people have suffered a lot of pain last week. It feels a little like celebrating on somebody else's funeral. But I come back to my purpose. I'm not here to tell you what to do, to buy this or sell that. I'm here to try to give, number one, timeless education. I want to give you insights that will serve you hopefully for decades. Number two, tools. I'm a huge fan of tools myself. I feel in a field like this where emotions easily overrun us, tools are essential. I'm not saying my tools and processes are the best for everyone. In fact, I try to be very clear. This is not for everyone. But I'm saying I think you need tools or you won't survive in any markets, and especially not in the crypto markets or in the tech stocks where swings are so crazy in both directions, where the seemingly impossible outcome almost always happens. If we rely on our emotions, on our guts alone, it will consistently lead us wrong. We will fall for the manipulation of the larger players who pump bullish narratives on social media when they want to sell, or FUD convincingly when they want to buy. That's why most retail traders lose money, while technical analysis and objective tools are a way to try to uncover what they do, not what they say, because that can sometimes be visible in the chart. It's much harder to hide the real actions there than it is on Twitter.
Yeah, we don't really do any technical analysis. Use very little math. Being comfortable with risk is very important. We tend not to have things like stop losses. I think those aren't necessarily a great risk management tool.
So I will stick to my purpose. I'll show you how my process has worked through this stretch. I took the course offline after the summer because we had too many signups and I wanted to make sure I have time to answer questions if someone needs extra help and so on. So I'm sorry for everyone who couldn't join and missed this run, but now I feel I got it under control. So today we will reopen until it's full again. I'll come back to the new setup for that, but let's start with what I said earlier, that it's harder to hide in the charts than it is on Twitter. And let's look at FTT, the FTX token. FTT had a very clean run here. Trend is up, LARSSON line is gold, and remember that the straight line on the log chart is a parabola on the linear chart. Went from about $2 up to 61, then this parabola broke around here at 60. Then the trend turned down here to turned back up. There was one more run, but didn't give much. Then it faked out once here, turned back down plus minus 0. And if we rewind to last week, the trend was down, solid down. And then what happened? Down, down, oh, boom, boom, boom. And here we are today. Why was the trend down? Because there was more sell volume than buy volume. That's it. That's all we know. But we do know that. As you recall, it was the same with the Celsius sell token. There we could see the trend oddly turning down already here in June 2021. If this was going so great, why is the token trend down? People can be misleading. They misled me too. But the chart told the truth all along. And Luna, the trend turned down here at 60 or something, while everyone was still promising that everything was fine on Twitter. But then why is the trend down? This doesn't give you the peak, but tells you something. Someone is selling, and 60 or whatever was a lot better than 0, as it turned out a few days later. I don't want you to need me to tell you these things. I want to help you get the knowledge and the tools you need to identify it for yourself. Technical analysis goes back to the 1930s. It has worked for 100 years. It's gonna work for another year, because it's just a way to uncover what people are doing behind the scenes. And people don't change. Anyone can repeat it and get the same results. It's knowledge, skills, tools and capabilities, not advice. Now let's look forward. Let's look at the main charts. And for disclosure, I do hold some Bitcoin and Ethereum exposure, both through company ownership and in the personal capacity as ETP price tracker certificates in ISK through my bank. We will conclude Bitcoin last, but let's first just observe what has happened the past couple of days. As you recall, I've talked about this support level at 18,600 for the longest time. That eventually broke. And the big news here is really that Bitcoin never flipped gold. If we zoom in here, you can see that. And I was also feeling blinding FOMO here, but it didn't flip gold. That means we were still in the downtrend when this breakdown happened. After that, we did not manage to get back to this horizontal boundary to retest it. Before we conclude Bitcoin, let's look at Ethereum. LARSSON line is blue, it's down. It actually never flipped gold, as you can see here, meaning we were still in the downtrend. And what happened was that this key support level that you can see goes back here to June this year, held support through September, October, then it broke down. If we look carefully, we can see that it kind of now turned into a resistance. Price didn't manage to break above it. BNB to USD looks quite different from that. You can see that it's in this tight range that goes back almost 2 years. And now recently, you can see the support resistance level here at 266 inside this bigger range. It once again bounced off that support level. And here the trend is actually gold, unlike almost all the others. Solana SOL, you can see that that never flipped back gold after the big uptrend was over. And it flipped blue here around 170 something. You see it never flipped gold. The downtrend was intact when it broke down the support level at $30. And it crashed right through the next support and hit a low of about $12 today actually. You can see how clear this was. The 3 legs up, 1, 2, 3, and then we're still in the first leg down. The only good news for Solana fans is that you can see that there is a consolidation region here in Q1 2021, where you can see there's a spike in volume. That's where it found support now. Of course, it could be a logical place to bounce, but I don't know what it's going to do. I just know that the trend is still down. Cardano ADA, very simple, very clear chart. Trend turned down here at about $2 and it's been blue all along. Price painted a clear descending triangle, which is a bearish pattern. And once that horizontal boundary broke down, it went down here. And then you can see that it retested this horizontal level now as resistance. Failed to break through, instead made kind of a double top, confirmed that here, and down we went. Hit a low of 31 cents, now at 33 cents. And the trend is still down. XRP is a bit of a different story. That is sitting in a well-defined range here, and I hope you see the power of horizontal boundaries. Because now once again, it bounced twice off exactly that level that I've drawn here. I didn't draw this now, this was from before. And it still stays in the same range. The trend is neutral from here, and perhaps the final breakout direction will depend on the outcome of the lawsuit. Polygon MATIC is an interesting project. That too had a similar journey as most other projects from early 2022, where it had this clear downtrend. But unlike many of the others, it actually changed the trend, climbed up quite a bit, and then found a support level. You can see here how many times it has held, faked out a little bit, turned gold again on about the same level, and is still gold and is still holding above this support level, which could act as a point of invalidation. Looks interesting and different compared to many of the other projects. Let's go back to Bitcoin now, because of course that determines a lot how many of the others will turn out as well. And if we zoom in on the past few days of price action, this could absolutely develop into a double bottom. But then price needs to cross the highest point between the bottoms, which is here at 18,140. And if we get that high, I'd probably feel I can as well wait another $500 for price to also break above this main support resistance level at 18,600. And if that happens, it won't take much for the trend to turn back up, and then I'll be comfortable to enter with a clear invalidation. Another reason why I'm still hesitating to enter is this. The Grayscale BTC discount hit a new all-time low last Friday, minus 41.69%. Perhaps it turns back up today, but I would love to see this beginning to trend back up instead of trending down. And of course, further spread from the FTX disaster, where maybe other entities need to sell assets to survive, is a cause for concern. But I started this video saying that listening to the drama on social media doesn't always lead you right, because it always feels the worst when it's actually the time to buy. And at the end of the day, the full story for me is that I don't buy when LARSSON line is blue. That's it really. So if you think this process suits you, I think you should take the course. I've given you 10 examples of my process in this video. FTX token FTT, Cell token, Luna token, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Solana, Cardano, XRP, and MATIC. When you buy the course, you get 5 things in total with it. Number 1, the actual course. Of course. 21 episodes which explains how and why this works, which you will need or you can't stick to a process like this. Number 2, then you get my exact step-by-step process of how I trend trade. Number 3, you get the LARSSON line indicator access. I don't sell the indicator. You get it for free, and all these you pay only one time. There is no subscription, no recurring fees. If we're investors, let's act like one. You invest once, and then you reap the returns indefinitely. TOC applies like if I die or services stop existing or similar, but I'm not going to come back and ask you to pay again. Then for now, I also give 2 more things for free. And these next 2 ones are recurring work for me, so I can't guarantee that for life. Life could be long, 50 years or whatever, but for now it's included for free as well. And it's been so for a long time, and I don't have any plans to change that. And those are: number 4, my Friday TA report, where I apply the process on the largest cryptos as a way for you to validate your own understanding of the tools and processes. And number 5, access to a Discord server where you can discuss with others sharing the same process and toolset and myself when I'm there. The price now is $2,888 US. 888 is a lucky number in some cultures, and some luck can't hurt, right? To buy, you go into this website, www.ctolarsson.com. Don't misspell it. Don't fall for some scammer sending you to some other place. My only domain is ctolarsson.com. You can either pay by card, then you enter your email address here and press this button, or you can pay by Bitcoin, then the instructions are down here. Stablecoins are also possible, then email us here. So who is this for? First of all, it's not for day traders. Or actually, let me start by saying that this is not for most people. Most people want to get rich quickly with no effort. If you take the quick out from get rich quick, 99% of people are no longer interested. Also, some effort is required. Then 90% of those remaining are no longer interested. Technology trends are slow. People want to trade the 1-minute candles. Then this is not a process for that. And you need to have some consistency and follow through. If you can't do that, this is not for you. It's a process for assets connected to a global technology, like crypto or tech stocks. Global tech only has 2 outcomes, a giant success or a catastrophic failure. Tech either goes 100x, 1000x, or it goes to 0, with very little in between. And before reaching either endpoint, the asset price will trend for extended periods. That's what we try to catch the midsection of. Now we will reopen this after publishing this video. Then you will click here at the top where it says course and indicator, thereby giving preference to our biggest fans who have the bell on here on YouTube. Then I will keep it open until I feel it's full again and I can't handle more, while still having time to answer questions. I try to reply on all emails personally. I have high work capacity, but I also only have 24 hours in a day. And I also need time for family, health and sleep, because the real money is made over long time frames, and then you need to stay alive and balanced. Buy the course if you think this suits you, then see you in the Discord server. Thank you, tack. CTO LARSSON out. Hej då.